Hey, brothers and sisters, let's talk about Peanut the squirrel. About a year ago, there was a story going around where basically there was a Karen in Texas who was jealous of a guy who had a pet squirrel in New York, I think, and that this pet squirrel had more views, had a bigger following on TikTok than she did. And she claimed to be like a wildlife photographer or something. I think that's the way I remember the story. So she kept reporting the owner of the squirrel for animal cruelty or something like that, like having a wild animal in his house illegally, something like that. And eventually, the authorities in New York got tired of hearing from her, so they went down there and arrested the squirrel and then euthanized the squirrel. So this was the story of Peanut, and it was shocking and horrible. Cute little squirrel gets killed. That little squirrel was having the time of his life. Why would you want to kill the poor little squirrel? So I just saw this story today in the New York Post. New York could owe Peanut, the squirrel's owners, $10 million for execution of the world's most famous pet. Yeah, so this squirrel was famous on TikTok because it was a cute little squirrel doing tricks, and he had a buddy. He had a raccoon buddy, I think, called Fred. So I haven't read this article yet, but I just saw it and I thought, you know what? Let's see this. I'm hoping we get justice for Peanut. Now I'm sure everything that New York did was legal, but this squirrel was a celebrity. This squirrel was generating significant revenue for this family. So so there's a definite property issue here where they've deprived this person of property that was worth a lot of money. And then there's a cute little squirrel that they killed for no reason, in my view. So let's see. Maybe there was a reason. Let's see what it says here. All right, so this story came out on August 9th. Today's August 9th by Georgia Worrell. The brutal seizure and execution of the world's most famous squirrel threatens to cost the state of New York a staggering eight-figure settlement. Mark Longo and Daniela Bittner, the grieving owners of Peanut, and his raccoon sidekick Fred are seeking $10 million in damages for the death of their pets at the hands of investigators, according to a lawsuit filed Thursday in New York Court of Claims. A swarm of cops and agents from the state environmental conservation and health departments descended on the couple's upstate Pine City Animal Sanctuary October 30th, where the animals were living inside Longo and Bittner's home. Yeah, I think they took the money from the antics of this squirrel on TikTok, and it was enough money that they were able to buy a farm. And then they said it was they said it was an animal sanctuary. So crazy. There's a picture of the dude with his little squirrel. It's a fat little squirrel, by the way. It is illegal to keep squirrels and raccoons as pets in New York, where they are considered wild animals. DEC officials claim that Peanut bit an agent through thick leather gloves during a raid, which required both animals to be decapitated and tested for rabies. Although the state later admitted rabies tests were both negative. It has never apologized nor returned the bodies of either animal. Yeah, the squirrels are not a kind of known rabid animal. They're not. I doubt that you would be able to find on the internet a example of a squirrel biting somebody and them contracting rabies. It's extremely rare. I've read for squirrels. Now raccoons, I have read are more likely to transmit rabies, but they didn't say Fred bit anybody. And I guess they didn't arrest Fred. I'm not sure. But yeah, some person you don't know is handling you. You're a squirrel. You're going to bite them. It's a thing. So the person wasn't careful and got bit. What do you expect? It is an animal. And my cat bites me all the time if I pick it up wrong. The killing of Peanut and Fred. Okay, so they did confiscate and kill Fred too. Oh, poor Fred. Nobody ever talks about Fred. The killing of Peanut and Fred was not due to fear of rabies, but a senseless act of violence and obscene demonstration of government abuse, charged the new court documents, which lists the state, DEC, and DOH as defendants. Yeah, absolutely. This was a power play. We're just going to kill the squirrels to make this go away. and then we don't have to worry about returning them and all this. They did not have to kill those squirrels. There was other ways that they could have handled the potential rabies, other than killing these squirrels. I don't think the authorities who grabbed squirrels realized just how big a backlash they were going to get, because maybe they didn't know the squirrel and raccoon were actual TikTok celebrities with a huge following. But no matter what, it's like you don't just take people's pets and kill them. I don't care if the law in New York does say you're not allowed to have squirrels or raccoons. I think that's a stupid law, if that's the case. The allegations echo those outlined in a separate lawsuit filed by Longo and Bittner on June 27th in Chemung County Supreme Court against the county and the city of Elmira and 36 individuals from every level of local and state government. Good. They should sue everyone involved in this, make them all have to deal with the lawsuits, make their lives as uncomfortable as possible, because they killed their pet. I would do the same thing. That suit sought unspecified damages to be determined by a jury trial. Lawsuits filed in the state court of claims, like the one this week, require specific damages to be listed. The couple has suffered emotional trauma and financial losses since losing the star squirrel, who had become an internet celebrity, appearing in social media posts, OnlyFans content. I'm sure that I bet that's spicy, and cameos and other monetized media, according to both suits. Hey, I didn't realize Peanut had an OnlyFans. That's pretty awesome. I might have to go look this up. What would a squirrel OnlyFans look like? The mind boggles. Anyone who says, "Oh, these are bad people because they had an OnlyFans," I don't care. OnlyFans is legal. If you're doing something that's legal and entertaining, and other people want to pay you for it, as long as everybody's consenting adults and consenting squirrels, I don't care. You go do you. And if people want to watch, then great. So yeah, I'm glad to see that the family and Peanut are finally going to get, the family's finally going to get justice for Peanut. This was definitely government overreach. Some government officials on a power trip, took a squirrel and raccoon away and killed them because they could. And it might be legal, but it wasn't right. There you go. That's what I think. If you don't like it, don't watch me. But if you did like it, please give me a like, subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to do. And tell me if you disagree. I'll do a follow up if I think the disagreement warrants it on any of my videos. Thanks. Bye.